Between your book and the work you're doing for the House committee that's investigating the botched withdrawal, what do you make? How bad was it?
Well, let me just say I am currently helping lead the Afghanistan investigation for House Foreign Affairs. Chairman McCall is very serious about this investigation. I'm just going to be talking in my personal capacity as the author of the book. But, I'm glad that you played some of the clips that you did, especially that clip from John Kirby, who was the Defense Department's press secretary at the time of this withdrawal. He said this week that the CENTCOM investigation showed that the Abbey Gate bombing wasn't preventable. But something I think a lot of people probably don't know is that CENTCOM investigation did not interview Marine Sergeant Tyler Vargas Andrews, who has testified to Congress that he and the other Marines received a detailed description of the impending suicide attack, got a description of the bomber. Tyler believed that he had spotted the likely bomber in the crowd, asked for permission from his commanding officer to take the shot, and his commanding officer said that he didn't have permission to give Tyler to take the shot and didn't know who did. And then, of course, the suicide bomber disappeared into the crowd. And another important thing to keep in mind here, there were a lot of reasons that it was very stupid to give up Bagram. Bagram would have been a much safer place to conduct an evacuation, would have made it much more likely we could have gotten out the Americans and Afghan allies that President Biden left stranded. But another thing is that the terrorist, his name is Abdul Rahman al-Aghari. He was a member of ISIS-K. He's the one that carried out the Abbey Gate attack. He was in jail at Bagram. He was in jail still when we abandoned Bagram in July 2021. He was freed by the Taliban on August 15th, 2021, about 2 years ago. If we had simply maintained Bagram, not only would it have been a much safer evacuation, a much more effective one, but the terrorist who killed those 13 Americans, wounded dozens of Americans, killed 200 Afghans, would have been sitting behind bars rather than being free to and successfully attack and kill Americans.
Jerry,